we are. That was the first half of our show. DevM has made his way. He will be featured again in Contender Bout number 4 next week. But now, this is like the headline event. 2 veterans of the game to decide in a best-of-3 who his opponent will be next week. Yoink, man, it's fun. You and I get to cast this game 1. These guys have been our heroes for years.
You know, I can tell you, it feels like 2007 right now, seeing these 2 guys come up against each other on Angaville, an original map, original players on an original map using original factions. It's like 5 years ago right now. I'm so excited. I got a chance to one time play Sepha on Angaville. He beat me in about 45 seconds, which was great. I learned a lot. But he is a champion of the game. Guderian also, huge, one of the first people that I ever followed back on the forums, Company of Heroes forums, wherever they were on the internet back in 2007. Also huge in the strategy world. It's going to be an exciting matchup to see these 2 veterans of war come together one more time on the fields of Angaville.
Yeah, both of these are true veterans. If NTD would move us back to the bracket image, perhaps he could go back to the detail of today's festivities. You know, both of these guys are tournament winners. Sepha won the first tournament ever recorded back in 2006. And he also won, of course, like tournament 12, I think it was, where he premiered his Volksvolk sniper build and just messed everybody up. And actually, you know, the guy he beat in that tournament, and this must be 3 years ago or something. You know, we're talking 3 or 4 years ago. Sepha beat Dr. Horse, who I think was probably favored because he was just in the swing of it. He had been crushing everybody. He had probably won like the last 2 1v1 tournaments in a row or something. Like Dr. Horse was on fire, just killing everyone. And then Sepha came in and he sort of just came back and shocked everybody and won that 1v1 tournament. And I mentioned Dr. Horse because Dr. Horse was Guderian's 2v2 tournament partner when Guderian and Dr. Horse won their tournament. So both of these competitors tonight are veteran tournament winners in Company of Heroes.
Yeah, Dr. Horse, arguably, when he was tip-top, was at the top of his game. He was probably the best Company of Heroes player in the world when he was in shape and he played. Guderian, I do remember being his 2v2 partner. They were an unstoppable force on the 2v2 arranged team ranked ladders. And to see Guderian back in shape for this tournament is going to be a sight to behold. I'm very excited about it.
I mean, he must be in shape because he beat Titty Twister. And we saw Titty Twister, you know, last week versus Fireball, putting up a tough fight against one of the greatest players in the game. We saw him the week before that taking out DevM. Who does that? Nobody does that. You just saw how good DevM is. Titty Twister beat DevM, Guderian beat Titty Twister. You know, these guys, I love that, you know, at the highest level, you don't know what's going to happen, man. We've had some upsets. The qualifier number 3 was all about upsets and Cinderella stories. And I think the qualifier number 4 here is all about like the veterans and the favored players. So who is going to go up against the Kid Wonder from Portugal, damn evil vicious mouse, next week in our 4th and final contender bout? We're about to find out if NTD would take us in game. We are in Angaville, probably the most classic looking and feeling Company of Heroes 1v1 map that there has ever been. This map, Yoink, was designed by Quinn Duffy himself.
You know, I've said lots of times on Sunday Night Fights, it's my favorite map because it is so fast with the cutoffs. My favorite way to play Company of Heroes is the cutoff game, and I'm sure that both Seph and Guderian have done a billion cutoffs in their Company of Heroes career, and I'm sure we're going to see another one tonight. You know, we've got Guderian in the south with the German army, and in the north, Seph is going to be playing for the Americans. So I think we're going to see Sepha's riflemen everywhere at once today. It's going to be very exciting.
I think I watched every single one of Sepha's games in the qualifier tournament this afternoon. I just couldn't take my eyes off his stream. They were so exciting. Some of them were really close. He had a hell of a lot of great battles today. There were some just unforgettable moments. He V1'd his own Panther. And later in that game, or maybe earlier, he had 3 Panthers on the field at the same time against Macaroni on Argenton Crossroads. Wild stuff. General Hell is going to put together a replay pack, and if you guys missed Sepha versus Macaroni, I highly recommend all 3 games. And Sepha pulled one of these moves where, you know, like Wehrmacht has about a 60% win percentage on Argenton Crossroads, and Wehrmacht, you know, like Macaroni, he won game 1. Although he only had 5 BPs when he did it, he somehow like outlasted Sepha and he won game 1. That game's epic. And then Wehrmacht won game 2, and of course Sepha won with like 160 VPs. But Sepha pulled this typical COH player thing that they do, where he's like, I could have beat you as allies. I'm just going to choose allies and like show you how I could have beat you, and I'm going to beat you this time as allies. Even though Wehrmacht had won the first 2 games in a best of 3, which makes absolutely no sense, right? If Wehrmacht wins both games, you pick Wehrmacht and you do it again, and you make your opponent show you something different, right? But no, Sepha's like, I'm going to pick allies. But he did it as allies. Like, he proved everybody that he could do it, and he did it. So Sepha's on form here. He's coming into this. I really wish I could have been a fly on the wall for Guderian's series against Titty Twister, because neither of them streamed that, and we have really no idea what happened there. We just know that it went to 3 games, and it took a really long time. So it was probably a pretty damn good game.
Well, I hope they post the replay pack. They've got to. I mean, that's just it's just gonna be great to watch that. But I want to get excited. I want to get excited with this game right now. Can we get this one started?
Oh, hell yeah, we can get this started, and there's no hoping involved. General Hell is all over this. He is the tournament director extraordinaire. This guy has been my right-hand man through the entire season of SNF Season 4, and I have to give him huge props because, you know, like, I sleep in, and he handles all of the check-ins and everything, and this guy is, like, rock solid. You can count on him. He's been fantastic. So big ups to tournament director General Hell and your crew of monkeys, and I'm not calling the other refs monkeys. I'm saying that those extra guys that we've got behind. All right, so I had a little whiskey. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? Get off my back. Yoink. You know what I like? I like it when you do the Michael Buffett.
Let's get a move on.
You want me to do the Michael Buffett? Yoink can do the Michael Buffett if you want. I'm gonna. My wife is actually sitting behind me, watching this episode of Sunday Night Fight, so I might blow her out of the room with the volume level. So I'm just gonna have to give her a warning. So
let's do that.
She says she's waiting for something exciting to happen. So okay. So
Plug
here
your
we go.
ears,
You
everybody,
ready?
here we go. Let's do it.
It's Sunday Night Fights and fans. Let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah!
Starts! That was it, baby!
Alright, we're gonna unpause in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you listen closely, you may very well. What the hell is NTD drawing? No. And then it was like a giant dipper. He's doing constellations on Angeville. If you listen closely, you may hear firecrackers going off in Berlin because the party has already started here. You know, fireworks are legal in Germany, and my street, 24 hours from this moment right now, is going to be a war zone. I mean, they are like shooting rockets. I'm on the 3rd floor of an apartment building. It's called Prenzlauer Berg. It's like a suburb northeast of Berlin. Very nice neighborhood. My son and I, you know, we've got this great apartment. We've got a balcony, and out on the balcony, it is a serious war zone on New Year's. There are like real, like the firecrackers that only the firemen and cops shoot off in America. Like normal people are firing off between the apartment buildings of the Berlin streets. It's going to be crazy tomorrow night.
Gotta love Berlin citizens. They just feel comfortable playing with pyrotechnics. It's like if something can blow their hands or arms off, they'll just put it on the street, have a drink, you know, they'll have a Hefeweizen and then launch a firework into the air. Is that what you're telling me is happening outside of your house?
Dude, seriously, it is a war zone. I mean, Paris is this way too. Like these European capitals, you know, fireworks are legal in the streets, and it is nuts. I mean, it's just like constant bang, bang. bang, bang, huge booms that just like shake and echo throughout the streets. And you know, like when my son's out there watching the fireworks as this first engagement begins, you know, pilots with sandbags against engineers rushing on the left, I give him my safety goggles. You know, I'm a sculptor. I do electronic kinetic installation art and stuff, and I have like plastic safety goggles, so I put those on him while we look at the fireworks from our balcony. It's going to be manic tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. It's always a fun time.
Well, as this game begins, I can tell you there's nothing like that in Los Angeles. I mean, if you want to see real fireworks, you got to go to the Hollywood Bowl or something like that. But I will say we do have one thing that Berlin doesn't have, and that is in our central city in LA, when people celebrate New Year's Eve, they just use assault weapons. They just fire assault weapons in the air.
That's a really nice thought, entity. Sorry, Yoink. Let's not get into gun laws in America, please. I don't want to get any sort of political conversation going on, or definitely not right now. But tell me, you know, I'm a native of Los Angeles. I grew up in LA. Did you ever go to Santa Monica to see the fireworks over the pier and over the Pacific Ocean? Because I always found that to be pretty awesome.
It's amazing, and in Malibu too. Malibu, it's beautiful. So we're gonna go. So we're actually having dinner with friends on New Year's Eve, and we'll watch fireworks somewhere. But let's get to this game, shall we? I mean, I'm looking at what's going on here. It looks like Guderian is doing a standard build here with Volksgrenadiers and Pioneers, and we're seeing riflemen now all over the left-hand side as well.
Yeah, it's all traditional. You know, we have a couple of rifles start from Sepha, and we have this Volks MG bike from Guderian. He's going to chase these rifles off of harassing that fuel of his. And, you know, he came in here with a mindset that this is going to be my fuel, and I'm going to, you know, put some bags down, put some wire on your side so you don't get the green cover benefit of my sandbags. And your mans cannot go other ways, and my trucks can destroy your bags. And I'm going to take this left-hand side, and I'm going to cap this fuel, and I'm going to hold it, and that's where I'm going to work from.
You know, the thing that I can already tell from these two, you know, great players, they probably played 50,000 Company of Heroes games in their career, is when things like this. Look at this rifleman that's all the way back in German territory. What's so funny is, you know, I will admit, I'm nowhere near a pro player, but if I had a rifleman trapped behind enemy lines, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd probably panic. I would just retreat it.
Seriously.
But, you know what, here's the thing. Sepha doesn't even get phased by it. Instead, he finds a way to use it to his advantage. Look, he's managed to make one rifleman tie up the entire German army for the better part of a minute. And isn't that a huge part of this game, is forcing your opponent to
look what's coming now. I mean, you got flamers coming in from the right-hand side, two rifles coming in from the top. That original rifle squad that we were talking about behind enemy lines still on the left. These flamers are going to deal in some heavy damage on this machine gun here, and we're wondering if these two Volk squads are enough support. The bike's getting into some pushing. Sepha retreats his flamer forward, goes down. It's very important to keep that squad. The Jeep is going to give chase to the BMW motorcycle, which is going to retreat into his base, and these Volks and these rifles are still left duking it out on the left side of Angoville.
See, I mean, this is the brilliance of Sepha's play. Now, I mean, Guderian did a very good job. Neither of these two men lost any units completely. It shows that their micro is superb, but the macro really, I mean, look, Sepha did exactly what he wanted to do. He put both armies on one side of the field right where he wanted them to be so that he could cap the entire rest of the Angoville map. I mean, look at this. Even now, as the German army just sort of rests and recuperates in its base, the American team has totally dominated the entire map. He's getting all the resources, and he's cut everything off from Guderian. So this is sort of a meta-level way of playing, is not only just making sure that you win engagements, make sure the engagements happen when and where you want them to. That is skill.
And he did exactly the right thing. As soon as he won the skirmish, his Jeep gave a little bit of chase, you know, sort of provided this kind of like blocking front line, while the quarterbacks and the running backs went straight to the cutoff and, you know, disallowed that high fuel to Guderian for quite some time. And only now, as his reinforced units are coming back on the field, will he be able to try to reconnect it. Now, that bike surely saw the infantry company rifle-laid mine going down in front of that strap point, but it looks like these folks are going to clear it with their face anyway. I guess I was wrong. Maybe he didn't see it. He's microing a lot of units. He's also sort of moving pilots along to the right-hand side to see if he can harass it all, but the Jeep's going to say no to that.
Our front lines are collapsing.
Yeah, boy, now we're finally seeing a little bit, you know, of a re-engagement of Guderian here. He's finally moving some troops onto the field. This is good. He needs to take the left side. It's nice and open. It's good for Wehrmacht in terms of, well, right now he's put 2 MG42s up on the field here. This is going to go well for him. Usually the left-hand side is a little bit better for Americans because it's such good flanking. But, you know, with 2 MG42s, I think he can hold it off pretty well. He might even try and get a little pin here on the left-hand side. But Sepha realizes this, and now he's pushing his barred rifleman right down the right behind that hedgerow. He can sweep right around behind the entire German force and sort of take those MG42s from behind here.
The recon is down in the center. The recon paid the ultimate price to sort of try to protect that flank for those MGs. Guderian is repositioning his MGs around the green cover of the hedgerows, but now he's like backing off. He's allowing Sepha to cap. Those rifle squads that are capping the strap point just annihilated a Pio squad. Guderian is getting greedy going for the ammo here. He might have spread himself too thin. This isn't a danger of early Wehrmacht play. You can be strong if all your units are together, but if you try to spread out and cap a little bit, everybody gets weak. Look at this Jeep coming in, just zipping through the cone of fire from the MG. The other MG set up. The Volks are going to try to protect it, but Sepha's bringing in, you know, like barred riflemen. Here come a new set of flamers coming from the top. Bars coming from the bottom. Guderian's got a sniper out. Let's see if he can save this MG. It's got to pack up and run. No!
Yeah, you know what?
Down it goes!
Down it goes. Oh, jeez. You know what? The left side of Angeville is so big, 2 MG42s is not enough for the German team to be able to hold it all off. You've got to have either more, or you've got to be more flexible. You need a bunker or something like this. This is going to be a problem now. Here we've got Americans deep into German territory, and Guderian has got to make some changes right now in his playstyle because it's clear that Sepha is dominating this game so far.
You know, you can make another point that this is what happens when you lose your recon unit, your bike, as Wehrmacht. You cannot see where these guys are coming from out of the fog of war, and suddenly they're just dudes everywhere. The bike is essential to knowing how to set up your MGs, knowing where your Volks need to come back and provide support, and if you don't have that knowledge, you can see what happens, man. You just get swarmed. Nice from Guderian, though, being persistent with the harassment and getting those Pios over to the right-hand side to actually fully decap and almost raise the entire flag of the fuel on the right. You know, these guys multitasking, that's important.
Well, he needs it. I mean, look, here's the thing. Both of the high fuel points right now are in just empty hands. I mean, they're both white. Well, now the one on the right, of course, is for the Germans, but it's not connected, so no fuel's going anywhere. For the Americans, they've been unable to connect theirs on the left, so both of these men only have like a +10 income. Oh my gosh, huge mine goes off right in the face of the Volksgrenadiers on the left-hand side. They're going to escape just with their lives. In terms of tech, Guderian is now progressing upwards into Tier 2, but he hasn't built the Kriegsbarracks yet. And he's a little bit short on units. He only has an understrength Volksgrenadier squad, another Volksgrenadier squad, an MG42, and a sniper. So this is not enough to combat a large American force of riflemen. He needs to start spending manpower a little bit more wisely at this point.
This is a dangerous engagement for Guderian. There are lots of mines. You know, there's another mine by the VP. The Volksgrenadiers just set off the mine by the fuel. And with those two fragile units, that MG and that sniper, working behind these Volks, when those Volks have to run, like now, suddenly that MG sniper combo becomes very, very weak, and he's got to be ultra careful. And he definitely doesn't want to go near that left VP because it's mined up. Look at Sepha, he loves the corners of Angeville. You know, this map, we all know it so well. Look how Sepha dances around out of the cone of vision provided by the ammo point, putting his rifles in that far corner of the map, ready to swoop in when the time is right, when his other reinforcements are ready. Here come the Volks bashing into that mine, as I said before, taking a lot of damage. Flamers are going to come in and reap the benefits. The sniper is trying to spot. It's his duty to stop those flamers. That's his #1 duty. Look at how the Volks go down in succession.
Boy, yeah, when you got low health on your units and you take flame damage, they just cook right up. I mean, there's just no way you can withstand a flamer assault at that level of health. I see here now that Guderian has built a medic bunker. This is going to help him a little bit with all of the incredible losses that he's been taking on the left-hand side. Interestingly, if your units are burned, they will not be picked up by medics. The only way that you can get picked up by medics is if you take small arms fire or explosive fire or something like that. So this medic bunker is going to help. Snipe units,
Those
right, they do
headshots,
not recover either.
they do not become zombies. The guys that get headshotted. I've been watching a lot of Walking Dead lately. I've seen a lot of head kills. But
I love the Walking Dead.
Guderian's going to be in trouble because Sepha's already got his motor pool up, and I think we can expect an M8 will be on the way. And sure enough, it's about 80% complete. And, you know, Guderian hasn't even started Tier 2 yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's bought the Tier 2 upgrade, but he hasn't even built the Krieg's Barracks. I mean, he has enough manpower and fuel to build one, but I think that all of his manpower is going to a desperate fight to simply hold on to what he has. I mean, being that he doesn't have any vet on his infantry, they're going down really fast because they're coming out of the base injured. So this is a problem for him. This is a big manpower bleed, and Sepha knows it. And when he gets this M8, okay, the M8 is on the field. Let's see the shock value of this M8. You know, this is a big thing for me. I like to see how well it gets used in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, the only
So far,
true danger is that mine that's sort of between the VP and the bunker. That is where he doesn't want to go. But look, he's leading with infantry, so if there are mines there, at least the infantry will take it, and the M8 won't get a damaged engine. Infantry finding other mines back by Guderian's base. He pops for the fatherland. He knows how important it is to withstand here. And, you know, what's he going to do with this M8? All he's got, the only option is Faust. This M8, this MG is just getting worked over. He's got to run. And there's just rifles everywhere. The sniper is popping off. The MG's down. The M8 is coming in. Oh, he does not avoid the mine. I was about to say the Greyhound would narrowly avoid the mine, but he doesn't. But look at this. And there goes the Faust shot in, and it does not kill the M8. And the Jeep is all over Guderian's sniper. Uh-oh, Guderian's being very brave. He's trying to stay on the field. He's going to try to hop in that bunker to keep sniper hitting. He needs to hit those flamer pilots. He's shooting rifles. He lost one flamer pilot down. Oh, man. The Jeep is trying to focus the sniper in the bunker. This is just so desperate right now. The sniper's picking off rifles. The rifles have to leave. The M8 barely gets back. The flamers are going to try to come in and do some damage, but man, they're under strength. They need to run. And now it's the turn for the medics to go in and do some of their work. Oh, no. Here comes off-map body. This could be huge. Do you take the sniper out or do you keep him in? I don't know what you do here. The sniper's, oh, he's down. The Artie gets him, man. The Artie, the splash damage inside the bunker kills the sniper, kills both medics. And this Jeep, oh man, he provided great LOS, but now it's his time as well.
Oh man, he provided LOS and LOL. That was amazing that Jeep stayed back there for so long. And there was so, I mean, honestly, that sniper in that bunker, I think, saved the German position for as long as it did, because it was just picking off flamed engineers and rifle squads, and now it's dead due to splash damage. Who would have thought a bunker wouldn't have been able to protect from that?
It was such an impossible choice. You know, you're damned if you do or you're damned if you don't. If he had gotten out, the chances of him getting gibbed by the artillery was probably even greater. So he decided to try to weather the storm inside the bunker, and it just didn't go his way. Seph's now upgrading to supply yard levels here. He's going to keep cranking in some vet, keep his manpower rolling in as Americans. He's got a very healthy army of 4 rifles, 1 flamer, and 1 vetted up Greyhound.
You know, Guderian now recognizes that there's M8s on the field, so he's building a Comcraft center, and he's pushing a PaK-38 out of his base, and will be coming out shortly. Now here, these 2 riflemen are engaging Grenadiers here. This is not the best place to be for Seph, because he knows that he's just going to feed that medic bunker. He's got to find a better way to take on those Grenadiers than with straight-on rifle fire. Here we got a flank, though, coming up from behind. These rifles, where are they going? They're not going to close up the loop. They're going all the way southbound, stay long distance from this medic bunker. Is he going to go for another artillery shot?
This is not really a fight the rifles want to be in. They're grabbing up a little bit of vet, but now that For the Fatherland's popped, you know, the Grens that are killed, let's see if Sepha focuses the medics. Here comes more Artie. I guess that's his plan. Flamers just narrowly missed that Wehrmacht mine. The Volks are going to try to move away from the Artie. There, the Flamers hit the mine. Medics are getting killed by the off-map shot.
You know what I think Sepha was doing with these riflemen? I think he was looking for PaK-38s, because now he knows, you know, this is the direction the PaK-38 would come from, is right there. So he can just, oh my god, this
very good call.
Is just doing brutal damage.
Folks annihilate. Bunkers down. This poor MG doesn't know where to face. He's got guys everywhere. The M8's got double vet now. He's coming in. It looks like Sepha's going for a DevM-style knockout punch here in the early round.
Oh man, that was beautiful. He kept the M8 on one side of the engagement and the rifles on the other, and then just started shelling in the middle. And down goes the MG-42 on retreat. Wow,
and
this is
Volts
a
right before
total
that.
wipe.
Victory point under siege.
The
There's
Volts
that M8
were
just like-
annihilated. The MG was annihilated, and now all that's left is a sniper in the pack, 2 invisible units in the base, and 1 poor Pio squad harassing VPs on the right. Everything is going Seph's way here. He's in a very favorable position. I would even go as far as to say that he is about to win this, and it is unrecoverable for the Wehrmacht.
Yeah, I mean, he has actually no infantry capping power or fighting power at this point. I mean, he just has support units, and here comes Mr. M8 to go and say hello to the Pioneers. Vet 2 with 18 infantry kills. The thing's like a beast right now. Down goes the Pioneer squad. So you got to think the Guderian's kind of sitting at his desk thinking like, well, okay, where's the towel? Because I may need to throw it at this point.
Yeah, the butter's in the refrigerator getting cold and the fat lady's singing. Sepha's putting up a Howie right now. There is no way he's going to let Guderian cap any more points on Angeville.
So at this point, oh, well, hey, look, he built another sniper. Guderian's got 2 snipers out on the field and a Pack 38. Maybe he's just going to try for something funny, or maybe he's got some brilliant idea how he's going to come back. You got to wonder when you see stuff like this, what is going through this player's mind at this point. He's thinking, well, you know what, I'll give it my best shot. You know, you don't say it's over until, like you said, the fat lady sings or the butter's in the fridge. Not sure where that's coming from, but I believe it must be a German thing.
That's Chick Hearn, man. That's Lakers basketball. You don't recognize that? I love it when when like Magic Johnson would go through the lane and he would like do some kind of sweet pass or something, and he would be like, the mustard's off the hot dog. He had all the food analogies going. Chick Hearn.
All right, M8 now in the base, taking out the Pack 38, doing a little dance, the dance of COH, circle dance. Bike's gonna try and block, but that's no help there. It's Rain and Artie in the German base right now. Guderian's
Look
got
at that.
Oh,
second
man.
shell just homing in on the pack position and killing it. Guderian finds that white towel, swirls it around a few times, and chucks it into the ring. GG, well played for Sepha. Whew. That was kind of an 18 minutes for these old timers. That's that's pretty quick. That's a pretty good knock.
That is pretty quick. I mean, Guderian, he's a great player. You know, he would be able to beat almost anybody in the field, but Sepha is just in tip-top shape, and he has been his entire career. So we'll see. You know, maybe Guderian's going to do a little bit better job as the Americans in the next match.
All right, I'll be looking forward to that.
NT, take us to the video.